Good morning, everyone. Today I'm just going to read a little testimony from somebody who sent me something so that I could share about what's going on with them. She wants her name kept private for right now. She has done a testimony with me before, but she'd rather have her name private for now, for obvious reasons. But anyway, there's a person with a YouTube name called Aaron J. And if you're hearing this, Aaron, she commented she was in touch with us. We haven't heard from her in a while. 2 weeks ago was the last time we heard from her. We're very concerned. I know there's been another TI who's been concerned. We posted on her YouTube. So if you're hearing this, Aaron, just know you're in our prayers. I pray the Most High will keep you wherever you're at, you and your kid and whatever you're going through, that he be with you. I just know that, when you're used to hearing from somebody regularly and they're a supporter and, this person's gave their testimony too, but they did it. Well, I'm not, they did it under a different name and I'm not going to divulge that name. People who know. Just please pray for her right now. And if you are out there watching this and just decided to take a break from everything and stay to yourself, will you please let us know you're okay? Because we definitely know there's something weird about this. So just know we're praying for you, and we hope everything's okay with you, and we hope that you'll reach out and let us know you're okay. And we hope like hell nothing's happened because her targeting was pretty serious. Um, and she was I don't know, it's just very, very concerning to us. And another TI's even called it too and was concerned too. So let's just all be in agreement that we will hear from her and she will be okay. And that whatever she's going through right now, her and her kid are safe no matter what. Okay, so I was going to do a on the road today. I had prepared. I talked to this person 2 hours ago, and he said, yeah. And then now we get to it, and he didn't want to do it. So I was going to talk about stuff we experienced on the road, and he was going to talk about stuff he experienced on the road. So I didn't research no video. But somebody did ask me to read this about what's going on with her. And sometimes I read testimonies, and I think they're vital because other people who can hear this, you know, might reach out and say, "Hey, that's happening to me," but they were too scared to say it was happening to them because they didn't think nobody would believe them. See, a lot of people are targets and don't even know about the YouTube target individual community. Don't even know what a target individual is, but they know weird stuff's happening, but they're so scared to talk about it because it's so bizarre and so unbelievable that people just die in silence with this. A lot of people do that and never understand what a target individual is, all because the stuff that's happening to them is so bizarre and unbelievable by the regular, I don't know what you would call it, human that does not understand what's going on, who don't even take a chance to look outside the box. So please, please pray for them as well. If you're a prayer warrior, pray for the ones who don't even know they're targeted, but crazy stuff's happening to them, and they never come out and talk about it because they don't think nobody believes them. So they suffer in silence until they die or commit suicide, or or go crazy and end up locked up. Because I think there's a lot like that too, and it's sad. Okay, here we go. I really need your prayers because my situation is more serious than any I've heard of except two others. I will tell you, this person had a really, really good job at one time, a job that's well respected in the community, not a government job, uh, but um, I'm not gonna give out the job because I don't have the permission. But anyway, it was a job that's well respected in the community, and uh, I don't, I, you know, I've racked my brain around it, trying to figure out, why they target um, people. But it's got to be experimentation, and they do stuff. so bizarre because they can get away with it because nobody's going to believe it. But I feel like the world's waking up to accepting that crazy stuff's going on. Okay, I really need your prayers right now because my situation is more serious than I've heard of except two others. Perhaps those who are wanting to commit suicide or have done so are people who have gone through similar things. And I'm an advocate not to do suicide, not the answer. And I even heard they throw parties when we do that. And also, you know, don't never let somebody extinguish your light. And 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 don't ever act out in violence. Violence acts are not the answer. Destroying people's property is not the answer. Now, if you're defending yourself, that's totally different. Okay, so here we go. These people are now changing my appearance every night. They have physically deformed my feet and expanded them. They have somehow done operations nightly to reduce my pelvis by almost 5 inches, expand my breasts, which were non-existent my whole life, and change my skin color to brown, darken my brown hair, and are even perming my hair as well as cutting the length nightly and thinning it unnaturally. Um, if this doesn't smack of blatant grooming for, and then question mark, I don't know what does. Again, I'm making an appeal to any believer or just plain old person that is smart that if they want to team up and set up a night watch taking turns with special parameters put in place, I am willing. The parameters be set to cover areas of safety for everything I've learned about this program and how a person can actually be used to turn against another. Thus, I propose measures to surveil the sleeper during the night and have the watcher surveilled as well. So, what I'm saying is, some of us are being used as candidates for total takeover and can be used for sex to have bad things done to our bodies or to do unacceptable things against our conscious will. This can be done from a deep sleep state. I understand and agree we must look to do positive and good things, outwardly focused while we tend to our health, but I cannot think that we're going to ignore the obvious sadistic abuse, mutilations, changing appearance, deformities, putting substances into our body. Basically, these people have shown me pretty much the worst they can do with human beings living amongst other human beings publicly, as opposed to those who are kidnapped and hidden away. The very worst is to use humans to do others to humans or animals. This is the worst thing that can be done with the brain evasion, and it can happen to good people. So, because we have those deranged individuals who also have this power, there would have to be a nighttime double surveillance system so one person could be safe while the other sleeps. Don't ask me how, but these people have bragged that they have hacked everything attached to me. Without going into detail, I will say this includes my car, which is disabled except for the EMF and radiation that comes in when I try to get away from the frequencies in the house, my phone, and public library PC use, and my family. And I'm going to keep the place she's at confidential. I love the city, but the evil that has now come here. So this person moved to a different city. I love the city, but the evil has now come here is almost like a separate organism coexisting with all that's good in the city. So they very boldly put tons of electricity in the house after I moved in. They've installed things without even asking permission to enter, and they have been able to carte blanche, uh, and like they have been able to enter. They have been. All right, let me look this up. uh, carte blanche, which means complete freedom to act as one wishes or thinks best. Okay, so they've installed things without even asking permission to enter, like they have complete freedom to act as one wishes or thinks best. That's what that means. The EMF is super high, though I have been unable till now to obtain my own meter. I used one of the apps in my car and it went up to 140 and higher, but the way it is in my new house, I feel it's higher than that. Anything above 40 on a meter is very high, is dangerous. Once I used those EMF apps once or twice, they recalibrated them to read everything as barely high. So I cannot even order things from Amazon right now due to whatever they're doing to my phone or have done to my phone. If you know anyone who could help me out with the tech aspect, please let me know. I need to get my own laptop. I want to issue an affidavit and a cease and desist. I collected a, and by the way, I am trying to think, I'm brainstorming on how to do this. The person who showed me how to set computers up and stuff is a TI herself, and she tried to make a video showing everybody how to do it, and it didn't come out right, so they kept messing with it. So I'm going to think of how to do this because there's a way you can check. You factory reset it. You do, and once you set your computer up, you take a picture of the registry editor, and then you look every day or whenever you check the registry editor, and if there's anything outside of what was in that picture, you investigate because most likely any virus is going to be in your registry editor, and you're going to delete it. Now I can't explain it like she can explain it. Um, I might try to see if she'll do a Zoom with me. She's a very private person. I might see if she can do a Zoom with me and show everybody how to do this because this is very important about protecting your tech. Um, anyway, so, and I understand they can get into it no matter what, but you can make it very hard. Okay, so I cannot even order things. If you know anyone who can help me with Tech Act, please. I need to get my own laptop. I want to issue an affidavit and cease and desist. I collect a bunch of helpful numbers, addresses regarding politicians, advocates, and physicians in law, as well as my lots of log of things occurring, and they just took that from me. They take much of the things I write down. Pray that they can return it with my notes intact, as I believe God can work it out and work through even our enemies. These people can actually do lots towards helping humanity. They have the power to do it. David and Holly, if I don't do something, they may try what they tried on me with other people or little people, or yeah, or they may hurt someone outright using this tech, so that the person they use as a puppet has their life destroyed. There's a creepy aspect going on involving our phones, Google, Meta, and AI. In essence, it's as if the cell phone companies, Google and Meta, are complicit in propagating the abuser of people, like beyond the usual TI cell phone and computer harassment. I actually get blocked from sites I need to use to help myself. My photo evidence, like my logs and notes, are often tampered with in a negative way, namely in ways to make the photos unacceptable as evidence. My YouTubes are blatantly changed, and there have been other things regarding YouTube and strange comments. Now, you must understand, I'm speaking to people using the program in at least three ways: obstruction online, and perhaps promoting bad things online, having other people do perfect things, and possibly having me perp myself every night after I go to sleep. Maybe even having me kidnap myself. I think she meant something else by that. But that is the brain of someone else being coupled onto my unconscious brain. I wrote down the patent number about removing people from a conscious state, and they stole it. Very likely is the same one used in many procedures which they put someone in a coma to perform brain or other delicate surgery. Um, and when they say, I think when it said maybe even kidnap myself, I think she was meaning uh well, I don't know what she was meaning, but she wasn't meaning like taking herself. I know what she was meaning, but it's too hard to explain. I think y'all know too. So most recently, they changed the job employment websites where they don't function properly. I have an interview tomorrow, though, after much struggle to get the application to go through. There was some really sketchy stuff going on regarding the question about committing a crime. Like, they let me type no, but then they would not accept the application unless I wrote something in the yes that please the same question regarding crime. So finally, the one way they accepted the application was when I wrote not applicable. And the yes, if yes, explain section when it wasn't a yes. I think they are working hard on deception, digital deception. In my case, all kinds of digital deception. Okay, let's see. The urgency of James Martinez is more than warranted. I said my family has been hacked. It's the most Twilight Zone thing to ever to have your relatives agreeing about a story from the past that never took place, or your mother, who always told you everything, even too much, come up with some strange take about something she never did, or how about this? Having your mom tell you something you purposely hid from her and never told her because it was embarrassing and she insists that you divulged it to her. Also annoying is that they have regular people lie to me. They're not aware they're lying. They also have people just talk about my own thoughts and opinions back to me instead of giving a true opinion. It's a total hive mind system, David and Holly. but weird because it's like it's all evolving around me. They will also give me lots of compliments by people I deal with during the day, while meanwhile some goon is mutilating my body at night, lasering lines into my skin, etc. That is why I haven't made videos of my face on it. I really want to, but they CGI AI my face and body to look worse than whatever the latest ugly thing was they said to me. Maybe one day I'll say the heck with it and show myself, but it won't really be me. So it was really interesting hearing what you had to say about aliens or entities or whatever. I tend to feel like you that it is not aliens doing this, but men who have demon derived technology. I do believe that someday there will be literal demons physically manifesting on this earth in various forms. Why? Because they told us in their movies, and because they can now do an increasingly number of paranormal activities with actual science and technology, which has come from those who were once heavenly beings. I will tell you that the tech that can save the world, this they have tech that can save the world instead of calling the populace and playing the you shall, you shan't survive game. Anyway, and then they said, time is going fast. I can't believe it's almost fall again. I'm a little excited to be back where there are trees and grass and weather. Speaking of which, is it possible the temple, the humans who firmly believe in Yeshua, has been breached? In parentheses, the placing of the abomination within the temple. Every Hanukkah, I think of getting our own bodies back with some outside force being without some outside force being able to influence them anymore. The oil which burned for 8 days when there shouldn't have been enough is reminiscent of the story of the 10 wakened virgins who have our oil to see the coming of the bridegroom. They were asleep, but they had to be ready upon awaking. The Maccabees got their temple back after it had been grossly defiled, and they were able to light it with oil that it didn't seem to be enough. I think that every season is a reminder of who came and who is to come, make all things right. By the way, I have about 30 stars over my abode every night. Space Force is something very bad. There are also lights on businesses that flash at night when I'm within the vicinity. I finally asked a friend if the lights are flashing when she visits certain stores, and she says no. All this disturbs me very much, but also makes me think of the star heralding the arrival of the Messiah. Be blessed, dear ones. And I thank her for sending the testimony to share, and I hope it helps somebody relate because the stuff she talked about um, seems very, very unbelievable. But if you know what's going on and you know the technology and how advanced the stuff is, it's believable. And the reason they would be so bold to do it is because the average person who don't know nothing about this stuff is going to think the person's crazy. That's the way all this is set up. Um, So, I just thought of this, and I mean, I've thought about it many times, but when I started this episode today and we started talking about it, just think of how many people have this stuff going on and are too embarrassed to speak up because they don't know there's a whole target individual community of people they could reach out to and talk to that would relate and listen to their stories and believe them. They don't know. So they suffer in silence and die. That was just a big realization that hit me uh, a minute ago. It's not that I've never thought, but it just made me realize um, what we're dealing with here. And there's no telling how many countless people died in silence because they were too scared to speak about what's going on to them with them. I'm hoping I can reschedule that on the road with this person because I had dug up some stuff from my uh, I was going to keep. I'm going to keep a lot of names and places out of it. But I was going to tell some stories I had to dig up from trauma. But uh, you know, uh, I think it would have been very good for people to relate in stories like that. So let's pray for him as well. The situation he was put in at the last minute. Uh, don't don't seem like a good situation, but I think he'll get through it fine. So anyway, just remember, pray for Aaron, Aaron J on YouTube. Um, Pray for I don't want to say his name because I don't have I'm very I don't say people's names unless I have permission. And pray for the person that I just read the her story. Um, because she's getting targeted every which way, left and right. And I know we have all been there. Uh, they can do some crazy things with the phone. I can remember walking down the road in Baton Rouge, and I just had a person helping me on the phone. I was in downtown Baton Rouge. They had my GPS hacked, so anytime I tried to GPS and go anywhere, they would have me go in the opposite direction, walking, and it would look like I on the GPS. It was so smooth, it would look like I was getting close. Anyway, so I was going to Salvation Army. I got perped and got brought to Baton Rouge just to be perped and stuck in Baton Rouge. So I was trying to get to Salvation Army from downtown. My phone was hacked, and the Salvation Army is on the airline. I can remember it clear as day. And anybody knows if you walk from downtown to the Salvation Army by GPS, you're going through some bad neighborhoods. Baton Rouge, nothing to play with. So I had to, this person was nice enough to guide me step by step and street by street on the phone, telling me, go here. But unfortunately, by the time I got there, it was 8 o'clock at night, and they wouldn't accept me. But they gave me two big plates of food, and I was so grateful to God. I was so hungry that night. But after that, the next day, here's what they did to my phone. So always, and I'm fixing to go. Always write down your contacts. Don't never store contacts in phone. I know your phone. You store them in your phone. Always write down your contacts. Keep two or three different lists of your contacts on paper, because I was walking down the road in Baton Rouge and they factory reset my phone remotely. You can't make this stuff up. They did. And they changed the number. Uh, and what was weird is I called Straight Talk and was like, look, my number's not working no more. My phone just reset itself. I was on 611. And so they were like, well, sir, we're going to have to send you a new SIM card. And what's weird is, so I'm thinking I don't have no phone service. What's weird is I get a text, here's your new number. So after the phone been factory reset, she tells me I need a new SIM card. I'm freaking out because I don't have phone service. All of a sudden I get a text and it tells me the phone number to the phone, here's your new number. And so I think that was set up for them to listen or whatever, and they had control. Well, I knew they had control of the phone. I'm just saying that was a weird thing they did. But yeah, they reset my phone uh, remotely. And there's another story that goes along with that of something that happened with my factory reset phone and why they done it. Uh, but anyway, so luckily I had some numbers wrote down. Always do that though, because they can go in and delete your numbers out of your phone. You know, anybody who tried to help me back in 2018, they would write text messages from my phone, make it look like perping them, all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to read that real quick because I didn't have time to research anything. We've been very busy around here. Always take care of responsibilities and stuff around here first. Um, Cats, family, whatnot. So anyway, just please keep these people in your prayer and God bless.